Hello, everyone, and welcome to ZSR. We have another Z2R Randomizer Swiss Round 2 race here between Dr. J, PhD, and levelengine. I'm starting with me on comms is Mirai. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Second race back to back. A lot of Z2R tonight. Loving every moment of it.
Yep. Had ourselves a matchup here. Dr. J and Level racing each other. Should be an interesting one. Waiting for them to get set up right now.
Yeah,
This
Dr.
is a 1-0 match. This week they both won their matches in round one, so they're each looking to get a second win to put them in a good spot for brackets.
Yeah, Dr. J was part of that vanilla shuffled mess from round one against Zarnax, where it was a very particular tile that hid the entire progression of the seed behind that one tile that Zarnax was not familiar with, and that ended up costing him the entire race.
Yeah. Dr. J spending a good bit of time there typing out every single letter in tourney versus levelengines. And we do, in fact, I already put it up to see just to see what they start with. They have some extra. Already have a few items: boots, thunder, and reflect. We'll see what everything else they got to start with in a little bit.
Yeah, at least with reflect, you know that if you CP4, it's close by. It's something to keep on your mind if you need to play some gems that you don't have to dig out reflect, assuming it wasn't free. So, that's entirely possible that it could have been free. We'll have to see.
Yep. Just level, I might maybe having a smidge of tech issues. I know Dr. J was a moment ago, so hopefully he should be live soon.
Yeah, Level's last race in round one was against Paratroopa. I didn't get a chance to watch that. I don't think it was restreamed because it was scheduled like literally hours before it went, before they raced. There was no real time to set anything up for restreams or anything like that. So they raced offline. I don't know what type of seed it was. I believe it was like a crazy one hard container start. So it sounded like it was kind of brutal. But other than that, I'm not too familiar with how that race went down, other than Level obviously winning it, putting him at 1-0.
So let's give our runners here a follow, Dr. J and levelengine. Thanks also to my co-com Mirai and to our tracker, Animus. Yeah, I hope everyone in chat's doing well. Just waiting on a bit of tech issues there. Should be ready soon, though. Anything you might like to see out of this scene, Mirai?
That's an interesting question. I'm not sure. I would like to see, as always, just from a generic perspective, it's just, a close race. However, given the fact that Dr. J is kind of a collector of things, he'll collect a lot of P-bags and 1-ups and keys and things like that. He likes to kill a lot of enemies that are in his path. He doesn't really have like the true, I don't mean to speak for him, but he doesn't seem to play Z2R, at least from like the true speedrunning perspective, or from that mindset. Whereas levelengine levelengine is also a Castlevania speedrunner, I believe. And obviously both of these players are veterans. They know how to play, but as much as I want to see a close race here, I don't know. I might give this one to Level, although I would not count Dr. J out just yet. But for what I want to see, I just want to see a fun race. Nothing too free, nothing too brutal, something where both of our runners can handle it and it's not essentially just a blowout. But, we'll have to wait and see.
Yep. We'll see. Should be going here shortly. Let's just see how this goes. One of my earlier memories of Dr. J is he just genuinely forgot that he got thunder right at the start of a seed.
Yeah, that happens.
His opponent was having it even bigger, so Dr. J like full cleared the map looking for a town that he already did right by start. Don't recommend. His opponent brain fart even harder, so there was that. But alright, we're off. 2 lives, 6 hearts, 3 gems, thunder, reflect, and glove, and that's a vanilla map. Okay.
Completely vanilla West here.
Yay! So, we're gonna need to find that hammer pretty much immediately.
Yeah, we say completely vanilla West, but of course the palaces, they are going to have their location shuffled. So it's not necessarily P1 in Parappa Desert or P2 in the swamp. I believe it's the Midori swamp down south. So we're going to see shuffled palaces, but all the other points of interest, even the palace locations themselves, will all be exactly where you expect them to be.
Yep, hi Trophy Cave, as expected, it is Trophy Cave. There's the glove for a level. And, something I can't see, so in other words, that's a jar, probably.
Yeah, I believe there's a 200-point bag he just picked up there, so not too shabby on the experience.
And that is a jar, because stabbing it got him absolutely nothing. There's Rauru, which is indeed vanilla and has fairy in it. Nice find. Pretty much everything is more or less vanilla and vanilla, so, well.
Yeah, so Fairy's going to get us through Jump Cave, assuming it's castable anytime soon. Or maybe we have Jump in the vanilla location of Rudo, and maybe the trophy is then in the palace on Parappa Desert. I don't know. We've got a few locations to check, including the grass tile down south of the vanilla P1 location. Dr. J going to be headed into Parappa Desert, though, before checking the Magic Container Cave down south, which, of course, had the glove in it.
Level is out of Rauru and is heading north. Is going to check Trophy Cave now. Let's see what's up in Parappa. There's an item over here. This is going to be the jar, I believe, yet for level.
Yeah, at least they start with downstab here.
Do they start with downstab? I know they started with... I think pretty sure they started with upstab. I did not see if they started with downstab. Oh, they did. Nice.
P-bag drop into the water there. You hate to see that early on.
Oh, you did. It's like, oh, come on. Okay. Alright, Stonehenge has the child on it. Okay, that's a lot of early stuff.
Yeah, we'll see how useful that is in Darunia. Could be something that nobody cares about. Well, it's going to be a hot minute before we're over on the east for sure with this completely vanilla west.
Oh yeah, very vanilla. We're going nowhere fast. Glove incoming for Dr. J. So far, the seed is looking very decent. We start with Thunder and Reflect. Fairy's just 3.
Well,
and Glove turned up super quick too.
Yeah, Fairy is 69 at Magic 3, so perhaps a little bit of grinding.
It was available to get 3. I'm gonna say that it's castable. Rudo has Thunder in it.
I'm sorry, did we check the palace over there in Parappa Desert?
We did not. Level just left it behind.
I see the Dr. J. He just hit the grass tile and was out of there.
Oh, and so Dr. J. He just skipped palace. Not sure why. He did game over in this cave though on his way to his glove, so he's back. At least it's a quick walk from start. But what is, for the most part, a fairly alright start? Thunder is only 61 at Magic 2. Jeez. Fairly nice start, except for the fact they only have 2 lives, and that's gonna really hurt them this season. There's gonna be a lot of game overs.
Level did just pick up a 1,000-point P-bag there, giving him the opportunity to grab Magic 4, and that may be enough to cast Fairy. He did do a check. I didn't check. I didn't get a chance to see how much Fairy costs now, but if it's not down at Magic 4, then there's still a bit of grinding left to do.
Yeah, hopefully they find a magic jar somewhere. Dr. J's back to Parappa here. Okay. Yeah, and they're taking a lot of damage from enemies too, which is not helping their low life situation. At least they have a lot of health, otherwise this seed would suck. One of those bats doing a full heart as level flies through.
Well, that indicates that it is castable. Looks like it's probably about 38-ish or so magic at magic 4.
Key 3 or 6 here for Dr. J. Seeing an immediate key door on the left. Yeah, they haven't seen any key drops, and Fairy he hasn't picked up yet, so he can't get through there.
I almost wonder if that P-bag that Dr. J saw drop into the water was his 1,000-point P-bag, and if it is, I wonder how long it's gonna take before that cycles back around again.
It might be. It might have been 1,000-point P-bag, which would hurt as levelengine takes a game over. Yowp.
Yeah, that was a tough encounter for sure. Dyra.
200-point P-bag at least is going to be magic 3 here for Dr. J. Well, 1,000 points, but it's at least not zeroed. Maybe get some experience here if he can.
Level's going to be joining him, probably going to be checking the grass tile, grabbing the lost child, and then heading into the palace, or palace first, perhaps.
Yep. And this is a dead end. You are required to go through that key door, it looks like, if I'm been keeping track of this place properly.
Yeah, he might have been hoping for a key there. Sometimes there's a key, but unfortunately just a red jar this time around.
It's just a backtrack all the way back through here. Doesn't feel like losing his experience because he's not that far from it. You get that one up.
Yeah, he's also gonna need that magic 4 though. Otherwise, he's not gonna do any doors. Oh, that's a mistake. That's a mistake, and he knows it in the camera there that we can see. Oh man, he was going for that magic level. He knows he needs that magic level. Man, he is not happy about that.
Oh no, that is not happy. Just autopiloting to attack, but then realizes, wait a second,
Yeah.
I can't continue here. Oh, I guess I'm out. That feels bad. We have no idea if this is 3 or 6. If this is 6, it might not be the worst if there's some other more accessible palaces, but if this is a fast 3 past that key door, that'll hurt. You'll not be able to beat a quicker palace on the first trip. Fairy is in the mid-30s there, it looks like. Mid-high 30s. This will... Although actually Dr. J didn't have Fairy until right now, I'm gonna think of it, because it's right here.
That's an amazing observation. Oh man, that's so funny.
Both finally brain farted, to be honest, but there we are.
It's so wild that he was going for the magic levels without... He just knew. Dr. J just knew. That's why he has a PhD and I do not.
Indeed. Alright, he's probably gonna head... Okay, not gonna head right back, just... nah, he is. I was like, I would go back there. You are most likely capable of beating it. It would suck, but you... Potentially, especially if this is a 6, but it is technically beatable. Alright. Level did manage to pick up a key somewhere, and is continuing up.
Yeah, he found a key in the fairy blocked room that you normally see in P5, I think it is in vanilla. Looks
and ouch.
Yeah, these low lives are going to hurt them, but I think there might be another key here at the end. It's either a key or a P-bag at the very end of this room.
Well, that's a P-bag there. And the key. Nice. This is also starting to feel a little bit like a 6, if I'll be honest.
Yeah, it's either a very large 3 or we're en route to finding that this is 6.
Yeah. As we've seen enough forks that it's starting to... Either it's a supremely loopy 3 or it's a 6. And that is not a walkthrough variant of that room, so back he goes. Dr. J does have the fairy spell down. Fairy taking out about 2.5 bars of magic there. I think it's just under 2.5, so once they pick up if they find a third magic jar, that'll be really nice, because they can then cast fairy twice. And they really need to be able to cast fairy twice, because they can't really death abuse to get their magic back when they're on 2 lives. Like, their options suck. Even jump would be nice, because fairy is a little bit less annoying too. When they have that.
So we do see keys in the drop pool, though. We saw on Dr. J's side, he did just get a key from that orange iron knuckle.
Level is actually purposely waiting on the blocks this room to get the P back. 200 points, not too bad. Then it's going to reset the room because it's faster than breaking all the blocks. This is a 3-jumper. 0. Oof, that's a death for Dr. J. And I'm reasonably sure this is 6, which we've seen. A brief glimpse of a window I didn't quite catch. Yeah, that's 6. Not a surprise.
And that's an up and A restart. I think he was on the brink of death there with the Doom Knocker behind him and the red iron knuckle from the Tripper.
And yeah, and apparently I also forgot to update the jump command there. Fixing. And Dr. J also up-Aing. This is 6 is a brutal palace to dig on 2 lives.
Yeah, I would probably stick it out. I'm agreeing with this play that they're doing. Barba, as we always point out, Barba gives a large chunk of experience. If you can find Barba in an early game situation, you might get some very nice experience out of it. Place the gem and then just really not have to worry about coming back here. I don't know. You know, it is a tough call though. If it's feeling, the runners would have to give you a better idea on how bad attack feels and how bad life feels and something like that. That would be something that would change my call for sure, especially with these Doom Knockers bopping you around like that. So, 2 in a row, very nice.
And an orange iron knuckle for the extra fun, just to mix it in.
Oh, he's got to walk that room again.
Ooh.
That's
a tough room. Dr. J is trying to get the Doom Knocker to jump in the pit, but that's not happening. There we go. Nicely done. This room is pretty nasty. Oof, and that's a death for Dr. J. This room is not nice.
And that's a dead end. He might be hoping for a key or a P bag here, though. He can get it.
And it's a P bag. Hopefully it's enough to get him that level, which it is not. Won't be enough for Dr. J either. Dr. J's also missing up. Is needing more experience for his next level than level is. Gonna fight both of these for the experience.
Yeah, 10 for the square wave heads and 20 for the raw heads is not too bad. Those guys can roll like as low as 2. So getting a little bit of grinding here for this last 30 experience that he needs is not a bad choice.
Nah, Dr. J those got to grind up a lot more than that. Probably not super thrilled that was a 100-point P-bag, but does get there's a 1,000-point P-bag.
Yes, that pretty much confirms that whatever the one that dropped into the water was his 1,000-point P-bag, because that's the first one he's seen. That's really unfortunate. You'd hate to see the drop into the water like that, or, another situation is you see it drop and then you die, and then you don't get that P-bag again until it comes back around in the drop pool. He didn't know he missed out on 1,000, but we did, and so that's going to catch him up a little bit to levelengine there. Although, looks like levelengine's probably not too far off from that himself in the drop pools. It cycles back around.
Now they are both currently on their second and final life. Oof, and well, never mind then, because that's a game over.
Yeah, that's a tough jump.
I think it is a difficult spot here. Does get the jump that time, and another key bag.
Immediate Doom Knocker to the face.
It looks like Fairy did actually drop a couple points in cost at Magic 5. Because it's only taking out 2 bars instead of 2.5 here for Dr. J just then, so that's good, I think. I can't tell if it's 33 or just Uber. Another 1,000 point payback, nice.
Wow, yeah, so they're coming from both the small and large drop pool.
Ooh, that's a good find too. Magic Jar in 6. That was worth a dig.
Yeah, that's going to be, you pointed out earlier, that's going to be their second fairy cast.
I think Dr. J might already have it.
That's true.
It's hard to tell when it's right at the line, if it's exactly correct, just under, or just over, especially because Dr. J's screen is a little fuzzy. I can't actually tell for sure if that's 32, 31, or 33. The 5th Magic Jar is confirmed double cast. Oh, 30, so definitely castables.
Yeah.
As noted, it can be really hard to tell. This is a path that we know gets nowhere. Dr. J hasn't been here yet, but level cleared at this area and found that it pretty much all just goes nowhere.
Yeah, I think Level has an idea where he needs to go now. He needs to hit that elevator, and there's an elevator that went down, is the one that confirmed the windows for us. He hasn't been down there yet, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be our direction that we need to go.
Yeah, I don't think he's been down there. Because we know that where Dr. J is going is a load of nowhere. That blue jar is nice. Should be able to get another level here, and that key is really nice to get as well. Gonna bypass it. Gonna be able to get. They're both getting a good amount of experience out of here. Dr. J's got 2,000 point P bags. That's a really good one up. Like they both ended here with around 333 or thereabouts. They've gone from that to significantly higher, which is nice.
Yeah, this is something I was hoping for. You asked me earlier, and I didn't really put it into words all that well, but now it's coming to me. A seed that equalizes our runners here, and this seed so far has equalized our runners because, like I said, I would probably give this to levelengine because he's just got the speed running in his blood, and again, Dr. J is kind of a casual, full clear type of guy, at least in my experience from having watched several of his races, and this P6 has definitely kept them both in check.
Oh yeah. Dr. J heading right here, which I believe gets him not much of anywhere. That's a death for level.
Yeah, looking like a left here. He's cleared every other direction as far as I know, or I'm wrong. I am mistaken. Right it is.
Upright? Okay.
Sure we've seen this. Oh.
Apparently we haven't.
That's amazing. And already injured.
Yep. Good bar, but I think did Dr. J just come into this elevator shaft from the left? That's a little hard to tell because there's duplicate rooms.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen this direction for Dr. J. So yeah, there was a left still available to us.
I think Dr. J is taking it.
Oh, it's bound to lead to the item.
Yeah. Oh,
oh no! Yeah. We saw that. I'm sorry.
This room looks familiar. To be fair, they've ended here for a good while, and I've gotten pretty solidly lost.
Same.
Attack 4 is definitely making a bit more of a dent in the Doom Knockers than Attack 3 was. And that's Barbara. This will be enough experience to get him Attack 4, and then probably I think that Magic... I'm not sure that's Magic 5 or Life 6.
They're the same, it's his choice.
Oh, nice. Because those two tend to be pretty close, and I wasn't sure which it was. Hey, another key drop for Jay.
Yeah, so if Dr. J doesn't find Barba soon enough, or at least that item and then Barba, this might be where levelengine takes off and might be uncatchable unless there's some other hurdle or some other piece of the puzzle that he just kind of misses in cutting the corner or something along those lines.
Yeah, Red Iron Knuckles off the Dripper is giving 70 apiece. Dr. J's hoping for, I think that's like Attack 5. Could leave that behind.
For not seeing many keys in the drop pool early on, we're now seeing a lot of keys in the drop pool.
Yeah, we're getting a lot now. They got like a good couple each in here. I'm hoping for Dr. J's sake too that he gets this magic jar out of here as well, because that's going to make a real difference in this scene. Because just having that extra bit of wiggle room. And another one up is good timing for that. There he is, still castable.
Yeah, I looked at his magic really quick and thought he might not be able to cast it, but yeah, he can. That's a room you would have to up and A out of. You get stuck in there, and then that's it.
Yeah, with 30, it's 30 apiece right now per cast at Magic 5. 2 casts, it gets him down to 4, and I'm pretty sure he's at 4 right now by the looks of it. Taking it up to that Doom Knocker. Oh my goodness, he had 4 lives there. Really getting 1-ups in that 6.
He's Dr. J the Collector.
To be fair, I would also collect every 1-up in sight in this seed. Like, when you only have 2 lives, you're getting the 1-ups. Alright, here's Barba, so he might honestly leave a magic jar behind at this point.
I cannot even tell you where Level found that, other than just saying, the item room, but I have no idea where that item room was.
It was somewhere vaguely up, is about all I can recall, which is not a helpful direction, I know. Hey, Starfall. And here's P4 in the swamp.
Yeah, coming back to what I said at the very beginning when we knew they were starting with Reflect, this is a reason why it's kind of nice to start with Reflect. You see P4, and now he can dig it. Completely open to him without having to worry about anything.
Yep. About the same shade of purple as P6, but a different brick pattern.
Yeah.
Hey, Starfall. Yeah, the seed's healthy. They started with 6 heart containers. Their problem today is that they only have 2 lives. Dr. J getting Magic 6. Thunder, by the way, is still 61 at Magic 5. I'm not sure if it'll drop to Magic 6. But Dr. J is going to come out at 465 out of P6. Pretty solid level at 456 right now.
Yeah, with Thunder starting so cheap, it's entirely possible it won't even come down until Magic 8 or something like that.
Yeah, but it is castable, even on 4 Magic cards, which is good. Dr. J not upping after beating P6. I'd agree, honestly, with the plate to leave that magic jar behind. You don't know what it is, and you don't feel like looking through the palace for it. It's too much of a hassle. Yeah,
from their perspective, it was a pretty tough palace.
That was a long, loopy, miserable day. Yeah. Hey, TH, way healthier than your seed earlier? I hope you that race went well for you, by the way. When I know it was not restreamed, but I did see your results, GG.
I saw the results as well, but I think I'm still going to watch it back. Don't let me down, Mr. Heffley. I expect pro strats from you in that run.
Level taking a lava bath there in 4 is going to backtrack. Yeah, Starfall, yeah, they've got the health, they just don't have the lives to go with it. It's a good thing this is a high heart container seed, otherwise this would be brutal.
Yeah, that's the one thing I do fear. I'll say it, my race is tomorrow night at 10 o'clock, but the one thing I'm concerned about is just low lives. Low lives is always so punishing, even if you have enough health. Even when you walk in a GP, things still do a ton of damage to you, even if you have a lot of heart containers. And, the moment you lose that first life, then automatically you're on your last life. And it's like, my God, it's like you're right there, you're always on the brink of game overing. And it's always in the back of your mind. and that can really affect your gameplay. If you've got at least 3 lives, it feels good. You've got mistakes that you can make for at least that first life, learn on the second one, and the third one is just sitting there in reserve. But 2 lives there's just something about it. It's the psychology behind it, I'm sure.
Yeah, if that had been a 1 heart 2 life seed, they might have mercy ruled it. That is grounds for this is gonna suck.
Yeah. Got ourselves a Rebo Shark here in P4, taking on part of the sprite of Karok.
Yep, one of the funnier glitches can happen with Z2R.
Chaos. He could not at first prioritize attack because Fairy was needed to be cast to get out of Jump Cave early on, and they needed at least Magic, I believe it was Magic 4 to get Fairy.
Magic 4 was required to make Fairy castable. Yeah, there's another 1000-point feedback for Dr. J. A very well-timed 1000 life level as level gets a 1-up. It never really stops being at least slightly odd to say level engine. It's called level engine as a level when discussing Z2, which has levels. Another 1000-point P bag. All right, Dr. J should be getting attack 5 pretty soon. They say he's a collector, but he's gotten some decent levels out of it at least, and he's holding up fairly well. The level has had to ditch his usual power leveling strategy, first because Fairy's so expensive, and then just getting life levels because you don't have a lot of lives, so trying to survive long enough to get an attack level's been kind of hard, and just having extra life levels helps you survive on your 2 lives. It's just kind of been an absolute bit of a mess. Tears P4 for Dr. J.
Yeah, that's a reason why I like to practice with low attack levels, because you may find yourself in these positions where you don't have the luxury of power leveling your attack levels, and so getting better at playing with lower attack levels and doing less damage, requiring more hits on the enemies and stuff like that, just overall kind of just I think makes you a better player, and then you can play lower stats across the board. Generally speaking, I don't want to, there are some really good players out there who can handle low lives, low heart containers, low attack and life and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. It's a good way to practice.
Yeah. This P4, by the way, is being extremely loopy for a 4. Level's been in here for a while.
Yeah, still equalizing a bit, but unfortunately it seems like all the rights are not the answer. And so it's very likely that Dr. J also takes all the rights before taking the left. So unless he makes some gambles or changes up his normal strategy, he's probably going to be in the same boat as Level is.
Have we seen a 1 heart 1 life seed? Probably.
You can't have less than 2 lives to start with.
Okay, so 1 heart 2 lives that we've probably seen though. Yeah, there's Karok finally for level. That was, I think he pretty much just did every room in P4 before finding this Karok.
It looked like it might have been a full clear, yeah. Actually, sure Dr. J. Dr. J looks like he might be going the right way. He might close the gap sooner than later. Yeah, down the elevator here is where Karok is at. Wow.
This is a... And the Reflect's even castable, which is even nicer.
Yeah, if he doesn't bother to go back in for the item, which we know is just a 1-up, then he could be, he's right next to Level Engine still.
He is, because he's right behind. Gonna get attack
this is great.
5 out of here, and then life 7. Gonna be at 5, 6, 7 coming out. No chaos. The 1416 is just a random number I picked at the age of 11 for reasons I've long forgotten, and I haven't thought up anything better since. So it's what I stuck with.
It's alright, you can admit that you fell asleep on your keyboard, and 1467 is the result of that.
Oh, actually, that was attack 6 being ridiculously cheap. Okay. Only 2400 versus 3000 for life 7 and even more for magic 7. There's another 1,000-point P-Bag for level. And oh no, Dr. J's going back in for the item. Oof.
Yeah, it wasn't too deep in, and it was to the right, so if he picks the correct right, whichever one that was, he'll find it very quickly, but the sooner he does, the better off he's going to be.
Yeah,
Because the thing is, with the Vanilla West, you know, we've got 2 connector caves. They don't have to lead to Death Mountain. They may. And then, of course, we have the raft tile. So we don't have the raft yet. Maybe he's thinking, maybe he's got that in the back of his mind, that maybe the raft is the thing that he may need.
We haven't seen the 3rd palace yet on the West, because they haven't gotten over there yet. This is straight vanilla chaos. Also, it is funny that Dr. J has yet to get... neither of them have gotten off the continent yet, and they're both at really, really high levels. Those 1,000-point P-Mags have added up.
Alright, he's going to do the Rebanak here. I don't remember if the item was past this point or not.
I don't either, I'll be honest.
When we see him in a room with stairs declining downward, that is going to be the item room.
Well, that was a very quick Rebo Shark fight.
Attack 6 coming through for sure on that one.
Oh yeah. When can you miss it? Saria here had... Shield, which actually isn't too bad. Level especially on 5 magic jars does have a bit of wiggle room to actually cast that.
Well, he is in the item room. It was a Rebo Shark block, so he'll be out of here shortly after he sees this one up.
Yeah. Just that thing, yeah.
Well, I gotta give it to Doctor... Oh, go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I was just gonna give it to Dr. J. He's not that far behind levelengine. Again, levelengine is a really, really good runner, and just props to Dr. J so far. This Vanilla West has been keeping our runners pretty equalized here.
Yep.
We do see our first.
The first Death Mountain cave takes us to Maze Island here today.
Yeah. It's entirely possible that there's another cave on the other side, which just leads right back to the west.
Because the game does love to do that to us.
Yes.
Dr. J is also going in that direction. He even bothered to speak to Dagov, though he might just honestly just ferry through. Maze Island, not hard boots locked today. Here's P3. This will be their final gem, I expect.
Not hard boots locked today. Yeah. It's very nice when it's not hard boots locked.
Yes, you know something. Your face is pretty at that.
What a wonderful seed.
For context, to those who didn't catch the weekly last night, it was a 2-jumper seed, but it took over an hour.
It was interesting. It's worth a watch, yeah.
It was entertaining, yes, and it involved, among other things, the rare hard boots locked Maze Island. And where the river just is placed in such a way that you absolutely have to cross it with boots. No ifs, ands, or buts. GP was there and he had to take it.
Usually not a big deal if you have the boots, however.
You didn't have the boots.
Well, Dr. J also into Maze Island here. If he picks the right direction, he will either be rewarded with some items or he'll be rewarded with entrance to P3.
Yeah, he might. Although this is not the way to P3. This might be a way to an item though.
Yeah, and it's
the key drop.
Yeah, and this could be potentially like a splitting point again. If we're in need of the raft, and the raft is over here, and we'll find out shortly, then that could be something that Level's going to need to pick up.
This is looking to be a very long detour for Dr. J. So either this is a great trip or he's wasting time. The hammer exists.
I'm pretty sure Level Engine was just in the item room there in P3. Has he gotten the item out of there? Or it was so fast, I could have mistaken it. There's another room that looks similar to it, but I'm pretty sure that was the item room he was in.
I zoomed out on it too. I'll be honest, it's a 3-gem, right, Green? We have no idea where GP is. Well, we know now, but we don't. Yeah, we have no idea. GP could be the last palace on the west. It could be in the east. We don't know.
Yeah, we might not even need to go to the east. That would be that's not unheard of for sure.
No, because GP could be the island palace in the west. It's a 1 in 4 chance now of that.
Well, unless Level wants to try to pull off the trick in here, he doesn't have enough to cast Fairy, so he's going to have to take a Lava Death. Yeah. Or just up
I'm not sure if he had a life.
That's true. That's very true. That's another thing. That's, as you mentioned earlier, taking deaths for Fairy abuse is not always an option.
No. 566 for level 66. I think it's 666 round for Dr. J. He was taking the, I think, the longest possible way to get to P3 here.
Yeah, did we see the second item yet? I don't think so.
We have not. I'm not sure where it is, but Dr. J hasn't run into it yet. Here's Rebo in the meantime.
Yeah, so unless the plot twist lies on the second item location, or even the hammer could be like a spec rock block or something like that. So unless these items here on Maze Island that he's getting are the plot twists that are needed to complete the seed, Level does have 3 gems about to be placed, and he's going to be in the lead here looking for GP.
Hammer could also be useful if it locks the new pseudo tile.
Yeah, that as well.
I think the second item is just above P3, is where it is. Or in this area, like right above, but they have to go a long way around to reach. Level looks to be looking for the items now. The river today, it's not hard locking the place, but it is making it annoying. It is not in a place that's easy for navigation.
I think the item is just up there in the middle. I'm pretty sure a Level checked that first little area coming in.
Might be, I'm not sure.
It is evading both of our runners, though. I guess we'll find out. Here's Dr. J in this area.
Yep.
Oh, you know, it could have been Level saw this, turned around, and didn't check the very end of this path here, so you may be right here.
Dr. J might actually be able to get all the way to 3,000 points here for another level. You don't often see a naturally gotten level at 3,000 points, but hey, he got a 1,000-point payback and has gotten a couple. And enemies are regularly dropping in the 200 range, so.
Yeah, very tasty for experience in this seed.
Oh, and of course, yeah, it was here. Something I can't see. In other words, not helpful.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I think that was a jar too, because I was Dr. J would have got it. XP out of it. Not that he really can use it. I was surprised. It was a bit of a trick for me to get to 3,000. 4,000 is a lot. Now use the backtrack all the way back through, and then go to P3. And then we'll see. Is that GP the last palace? Is the GP the island palace, or are we going to be going for a dig?
Yeah, we still have 2 options in case it's not. Could be raft required, could be the backside of Death Mountain's vanilla connection on this vanilla west we have.
That hammer does open up the western map a bit.
That is true. There is a hammer-blocked cave. There are 2 hammer-blocked caves, so those could be useful items. Those that I don't know. I'm not. I keep talking about the raft. I have no idea if it's the raft, but that maybe the raft isn't there somewhere.
Might be. I mean, we don't.
Yeah, you know, the raft doesn't have to be here on the west just because the tile is here. If there's another way to access, you know, as we saw on Maze Island, or if there's another way to access the east via the other connector cave, then the raft doesn't have to be here on the west.
Maze Island does not have a second connector. We did see the entire place. Dr. J seriously getting another 1000-point feedback. Now they're all showing up. To be fair, he's spawning the drops in a lot of enemies because he, well, attack 6 is smashing through pretty much everything. This is one of the highest this is one of the seeds at the highest levels I've seen. 667 and 666 right now here at the 40-minute mark.
Yeah, some very, very generous experience.
It's been a little bit ridiculous. The vanilla map is very much being trolled, though. We are seeing why we don't normally run with a vanilla map allowed in the shuffle. Because it's very linear and very annoying, just like this one is.
Well, whether or not levelengine found that item room and checked it or not, again, we're not sure, but there it is. Dr. J checks it for us. 100-point P-bag, no big deal.
So, Level is heading for the Island Palace now. We'll see what it is.
Yeah, there was one last check. It's going to be Medicine Cave if this isn't GP.
And it's not. That's 2 or 5 and Level's right back out of there. Gonna go check the maybe Medicine Cave and definitely the other Death Mountain connector at this point. They really aren't in want of any kind of spells. They've got Fairy Thunder and Reflect.
Yeah, they're pretty well equipped. And did we see where Shield was at? Did we have access to that? Yeah, that was Saria,
Shield
right?
is in Saria, so they both have it.
Yeah, so they're ready to go.
Yeah, they're fine. Don't even need to pay a visit to Nito, just needs to go figure out, do I need that raft? And if he needs a raft, he might honestly head right back to that palace on the island. There's not that many locations left for the thing.
Yeah.
We've seen most of the West. We've seen the items in Palaces 3, 4, and 6. We've seen most of the caves. There's really, that's about it, honestly. We've seen both items in the maze. And hi, Death Mountain. Okay, this is fun!
So we're looking at potential rafts still in play. Could be in Hammer Cave, could be under Speck Rock, or Maze Island Connector Bridge is sitting here, and this is good, and that's going to be our connection to the east then.
Could be either. We don't know. Unfortunately, this is this Death Mountain is not a canyon, and it is not islands. It is when you have to actually dig.
You know, I pretty much the Maze Island Connector Bridge is guaranteed to be here. It can't be on the Vanilla West, and it's not in Maze Island, so it has to be Death Mountain to the east.
Actually, that's the point, yeah. Now where is it, is the next question.
Ooh, it's gonna be like in the corner by a little lake somewhere.
It's gonna be in the southwest corner because that's just because they're in the eastern end of the map because that's just how the seed likes to go.
Well, this almost makes me think that the east might be vanilla because we have a raft tile connection
and the bridge,
to it.
Yeah.
And the bridge, yeah. So this might be straight vanilla across the board or nightmarish vanilla shuffled east. A lot of fun.
Yes, indeed. If it is vanilla east and vanilla west, that would be dumb. Hey, Spectacle Rock. And there's the raft.
Oh. Do we keep looking or do we go back to that raft tile?
I might honestly go find that raft tile, because the bridge has to be on the edge of the map, and it's not on the eastern edge, so it has to be on the western edge. And if it's on the western edge, it's going to be in like the corner of the map, which takes forever to get to. I go back to the east. I go back to that raft tile, I think, here. I don't think it's worth trying to find your way to the southwest corner of the map where the bridge probably is, because it's going to take a while. I think that's I'm fairly sure this is a mountainous DM, and those aren't fun. Reptile's not that far, all things considered, from here, so may as well just head right back. Dr. J, ooh, almost most of the way through that room, but takes a death. Does have a load of lives, has picked up plenty of one-ups.
Yeah, if it is a Vanilla East, then if the Ocean Palace is not GP, then the flute is now in play after that.
Yeah, the flute could be an issue here today. Dr. J is finding Rebo. It is a 1 in 3 chance. It is a 2 in 3 chance we need the flute to get there if it's vanilla, yeah, or vanilla shuffled. And it's not either of those things, but there is a 3-eyed rock, and we've got something of a map. I'm not sure what this is, but it's something.
I believe this is known as a mess.
Yes, that is correct.
It's a pretty wild start to this.
What is this map?
We landed on an alien Hyrule planet here.
It's a mess for sure. I'm not even sure which one of a couple of biomes this is. I just know it's a mess. Here's the medicine.
I'm gonna say vanilla-like, but just very confusing vanilla-like.
And there's the other of 2 or 5. I would...
Maybe Islands.
You vanilla-like? Yeah, I think this is Islands. There's a bridge.
Yes.
And yep, southwest corner of the map, as expected.
Tiny little lake.
Yep. So yeah, an islands biome with humongous islands, it looks like. Good fun, as we find a water tile. Which does not have the flute on it. That is life 7 though for level, which is nice.
Yeah, we'll see if Dr. J, now that he's on a P3, if he heads over to Medicine Cave with that hammer, I don't think he's going to be rewarded with anything all that special. Could be a magic container, heart container, something along those lines. Could be the flute or some other useless item. We know that he needs to get into Death Mountain ASAP, though.
Well, I don't know the flute's useless yet.
Well, that's well, yeah. No, I didn't mean the flute being useless. I meant like cross or candle or something after that point. Yeah.
All right, and you need the flute.
No, Death Valley, right?
No, you don't. Yeah, that's Death Valley. Never mind. So the flute is not required. I'm scatterbraiding. Because that was P1 here, out in the open, which means that Red Rock is something they don't need, and GP they do need. Now time to go find the thing. We haven't seen the valley yet. It's somewhere on this map, but
That could be it.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, for level, I was like, where even is this GP? Or if it is a valley, because it can be hard to track down for an islands biome. Here it is. So that's gonna be literal last palace that they find, because that's how the game likes to be, and picking up the flute, there it is for Dr. Jade. Area's dropped even more in cost. It's something like 13 or so? I'm not sure the exact number. No, wait, no, that's who's guessing different spell. 30 there is still fairy. Cast something different. I'm scatterbraining. Kind of the jar, actually. Anyhow, valley time for level. Dr. J needs to go dig that Death Mountain, and GP is a bright yellow today. 4822.
Hoping for something good in store here. We had kind of a good GP in the last, race we had before this. At least one direction was kind of good, the other direction was kind of free.
This bright yellow matches the emoji room fairly well, at least. It is pretty annoying on the eyes, though. This is a really bright shade of yellow, and it's got the background, too.
This is going to be our only pass-through room, our only drop room that is a pass-through as well. I wonder if Level knows that. It's a kind of a rare room.
It is. Downstab block. Good thing we start with both downstab and upstab.
Dr. J also following suit as expected. You're going to be checking the item, the island palace.
Yeah. Another emoji room. I mean, you could say that this GP is Triforce colored at least.
Yeah.
Okay, have the left there, and that's it, I think.
We got some choices. I know that top room would have been either a downstab block room, or it's potentially that the blocks, it's a different formation of there, not a downstab block, but it's the same exact layout. Sorry, it's hard to explain. If I could just like throw up a picture and be like, no, it could be this room or that room. That would be cool.
Yeah, it's one of those things you can't really visualize. Dr. J is having a look in this 2 or 5 for a raft, which I don't really blame him for at this point in the scene, honestly.
Yeah, it could have been the play. It could have been the play.
I T-Bird, by the way, there on the lovely side. Decides to turn around for now. I don't blame him.
Yeah, there are a lot of options for pathing here.
Yes, there are. I have no idea which palace this is, because Dr. J couldn't be bothered to hit the statue, didn't need to. It is a very nice sheet of green, at least. And gets for his troubles a jar. Womp womp. He has picked up a ton of one-up drops, so I've noticed that he doesn't want to up A anymore because of it, but yeah, he's just gonna do that because I think it's down to 2 there, so it wasn't worth keeping his one-ups at that point. Alright, taking the drop to the L7 room now.
A wild chromaticalism has appeared in chat. Hello, sir.
Saying that he would have T-Bird. Well, levelengine is not you, and this decided to not do T-Bird just yet. So I think he's heading back. Nope. Or maybe. There. Okay, deciding he does want T-Bird. And Dr. J's gonna find Death Mountain here.
This is where he needs to be. He needs to find the rock or make his way down to the little southern lake, southwestern lake down there. Great vacation spot with a Maze Island bridge that is going to take him to the east.
Yep. Either works, he just needs to get to one of those 2 places. Dr. J, direct connectors make sense. That's going to get you nowhere. So the issue is, though, that you get sent to the right because of those 2 pass-throughs.
Yeah, it seemed like a little bit of a tricky, like you got to go out and then back in to get to that southwestern corner.
Yeah, which is, and you're gonna find that raft before you find the southwest corner, I'm pretty sure, with his way this is laid out.
So I guess Level taking that death puts him at 0 extra lives at this point. He's got nothing in reserve, so he needs to be a little careful.
He does. Alright, taking this elevator. Finding one of our paperclip rooms.
Yeah, still some choices behind T-Bird here.
Yep. Blue chicken might not really what he wants to see. There is quite a bit behind T-Bird, yeah. Where was the Samurai Cave anyhow for her level? Because
no, it was Spec Rock.
oh, Spec Rock, which I think Spec Rock was kind of in the middle of somewhere. It wasn't like, on the coast exactly directly. Oh, there it is.
Well, that was a loop.
That was a loop. And that's the raft for Dr. J. I'm gonna check the rest of the coast here to see if the bridge is here, I think, and then I hope he goes off to take the raft tile. Or actually, I think I see the bridge on his side, so I don't see how he's getting there.
Wow, that is interesting.
That's a pretty... I don't actually see the connector gate to that bridge, I'll be honest.
Oh no.
And Dr. J
got the
is
raft.
gonna... Yeah, he got the raft. He has decided, I don't feel like figuring out how to get there. I don't blame him. I wouldn't feel like figuring out how to get to that raft tile, that bridge tile either, because that Death Mountain layout did not look fun.
So, Level may have exhausted his routes behind Thunderbird there, so it may not be a Thunderbird block that we see in this GP.
Chat's noting that there might be a down elevator for Keeper that's still left. Alright, let's see how long it takes
this...
to get there.
Yeah, he could just go through. Here we go. This might just be Darkling sitting right here.
It could be. And nope, it's not.
That would be so funny. That's that one room. It's pretty rare that you see that pass-through drop-down. All the other drop-down, or the drops, all of those other drops are simply dead ends on the opposite side of entry. I guess Dr. J is looking for a magic jar or maybe any key. I mean, we could still see that one room. I don't have any idea how if any level has any keys. There are a lot of rooms in this GP for being a short GP.
This is that is a magic jar for Dr. J, which is nice. Still kind of too little too late for him though now, but yeah, this is a really big GP for all that it's short.
I mean, thankfully it's not just bird-ridden at this point. Otherwise, with those 2 lives, that would be really difficult for exploration.
Yeah, the bird infestation's actually not been too bad today.
A thick GP, as Chroma says. This could be our elevator.
That could be it, yeah.
Oh!
Nope.
Wow, so he has what we call like the GP item room. He has a right in that room, I think, and then he's got a down and a left from there as well.
Yeah, Dr. J, I would not bother getting the item out of one. You know you don't need it. I would, however, have updated because he's on new health.
Yeah, if Dr. J was a little bit closer, this could have been quite an equalizer of a GP.
Yeah, this is pretty loopy. Alright, you can see the old lady giving us another magic jar, although unfortunately at this point they both have such high magic levels, the extra jar really doesn't make a difference, even if Dr. J were closer.
Yeah.
Should be getting a health refill. I don't even know why he's really bothering, because he doesn't need any of it. You're discussing a little earlier how Dr. J tends to be fairly tends to be something of a collector, and it's not helping him right now. The earlier dig for the item out of whichever one of 2 or 5 was the Island Palace, I don't think we ever found out which it was. Now that made sense. This one a little less so. Also, this GP is still not over for level. Sheesh.
Wow, I think this, he does still have an up and left from earlier. That was near-ish, Thunderbird. Another one of these rooms. Wow, another branch.
This is just going all over the place.
Did someone slip the long GP flag into this flag set? Oh.
There it is, finally. Sheesh. I think the level look at every single room in this GP.
Yeah, there had only been, less than 5 rooms left to find, I'd say, at this point.
Something like that, yeah, like a couple quick dead ends, because he saw like everything here.
Oh, is he gonna clench the sub-hour here? I don't think Dark Error is gonna take another 20 seconds here.
Yeah, there we go. Cheat cheese, 59.44.
That was pretty close up until, I'd say, the second palace, but that was a good chunk of time into the seed here. That first requirement of needing to grind out some magic levels for Fairy Cast to get through Jump Cave, and then having to go into 6. 6 was kind of a tough dig with those early levels for whatever reason, and they eventually got stacked with levels and experience, but that early on, that P6 was keeping them looped and dead-ended, and it was kind of a dig in there. Seeing if we can get level in for a interview here.
Yep. His answer to my question was probably, so we'll see.
Would have been interesting if the item required was in that Island Palace. That could have really changed the direction of things in this race here. Or if it did end up being something like the flute required, which was in Medicine Cave.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if Dr. J's seen the race timer. I mean, he's about to find out that he needs to go look at the Valley of Death. They get a health refill because he did pick up life somewhere on the way.
Yeah, I think that
find a way in, which isn't too far from here, so that's not the right direction.
Yeah, Dr. J tends to be, as I had said earlier on, he's a collector, but he's also like a full clear type of finish guy. I don't know if he ever quits a seed. I think he just pretty much plays it to the end just to be done with it.
I think so. I think I've seen him just like full clear a seed for the fun of it after losing.
Yeah.
Which he might be doing. I mean, he's not far off of it either, to be honest. He is on the wrong side of this island to find his Death Mountain and Valley of Death entrance.
We do have level in the waiting room currently.
Yep, you can tow him in.
Oh, I didn't know I had the power.
You do as a comm, yeah.
I'm not even sure I know what I'm doing.
We'll tow him in, it's fine. Hey, level, GG's.
GG's. Oh, wait, why am I saying GG's? I was the one racing.
It happens. Anyhow, congrats on the win.
It's the same when the delivery person drops off your food and they're like, enjoy your meal. And you're like, you too. And you're like, wait.
Autopilot happens.
We'll have to eat too. Okay, so JPHD is near Death Valley.
Yep.
Oh, he's going in, so... Well, then again, it depends on exactly where in GP he decides to go.
Yeah, what a GP.
You did every single room in there, it felt like, pretty much.
Almost every single room it probably had to be.
Yeah, I think you like
I did a
maybe
lot of rooms in some of the other palaces too, didn't I?
you did.
Certainly felt like I went through so many more rooms than what was deemed necessary.
You full cleared 3, I know for sure. I think 4 ended up being kind of loopy. 6 took forever for both of you.
Yeah, Dr. J reclaimed a little bit of time there because he went left in P4 to find Karak very early on instead of finding all the dead ends to the right. But
And the Revenak boss?
Yeah, and he found the item real quick after as well.
Yeah, he did dive back in and find it immediately.
Still, don't know what else to say besides phew. Definitely was not so sure how that race was going to go. I mean, had it been against a top-tier player, there's a good chance I would have just lost.
Mm-hmm.
And even still, like, I didn't know exactly where Dr. JPHD was that whole race.
Yeah, Dr.
It
J...
wasn't impossible at the rate things were going for him to just pull off a win.
Mm-hmm. Dr. J, we've been noting this, tends to be a bit more of a completionist type of player, more of a full clear, and that's kind of what got him stuck in some ways, is he spent a lot of time going for levels. He's at 677 right now. Lots of time.
One extra magic level over me now that I think about it.
Yeah, he really went for levels. He's going not down the pit. Nice save.
Oh, wow. He's not going down the pit, so if he wants to just finish as quickly as possible, I assume that's a good thing, because I went down there and it slowed me.
Yeah, you've found not much of anything. He's not even getting... I was gonna say, I see okay, he's not getting the fairy in this room. He's on beef strats. I would have gotten the fairy.
Actually jump far enough to reach it without a jump spell, I wonder?
No, you need
actually.
Jump or fairy.
Never mind. Fair point, I forget. And he does not have enough for jump, I don't think. That's a death anyway.
Yeah, there.
Yeah. But yeah, Dr. Jane is doing
a moment. Would have probably just booked at the moment that split up.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Dr. J ended up doing a fair bit of grinding for levels. He took, I think, one or two a little... the other thing, too, for him is he ended up looking a little bit harder in the west to look for that raft. So he ended up getting I think it was a magic jar or something out of whatever palace is on the island in the west, and I think he got all the item caves there too.
I didn't go in that house, so I don't know for certain which one it was.
I never
went in there.
He never hit the statue, and I don't know, and I don't remember the windows for 2 and 5, so I have no idea which it was. He never.
What are the windows? I'm trying to think what the windows looked like.
I wasn't paying any attention to them. I have no
neither
idea
was I.
when it was. I just know it wasn't super memorable of an item.
Yeah, it was just a red jar, I think, that was in that palace.
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, I have no clue since I never went in there myself.
Yeah. No, fair, but that's just like one of the other things that just cost him a bit of time is clearing out that palace. He got some more items out of the east as well, so that by that point you were pretty much done. And kind of little things that added up over the course of the seed, really, and it's put him like what is going to be like 15-ish minutes behind you, I think.
Yeah, he's going to find a dead end here. He'll have to turn back, but he is only on one. He's on his final life, so he might end up taking a game over sooner than later.
He might. That's the thing too. Seed was decent start. Thunder and Reflect Fairy turning up quick. Though you guys had to get Magic 4 really early to get anywhere with Fairy. And then Glove was quick, and then just the 2 lives kind of ended up making a bit of a mess of seedings for you guys. quite a few game overs. Quite a few game overs on both ends. Dr. J at various points had like 4 or 5 lives at a time just because he got so many 1-ups. The drop pool is really nice. Quite a few 1-ups, a few keys, numerous 1,000-point P bags.
Yeah, and another thing to consider is that I guess we didn't really talk about this, is that the Vanilla West is, well, it's known, right? It doesn't have any twists and turns and whatever. You don't have to figure anything out. You just know where it's all at. And so that's another thing that kind of kept you guys kind of not necessarily neck and neck, but pretty close early on.
Yeah.
Kind of not close. Well, now he should probably head back to this elevator and go up and then right. And hopefully he will find that soon enough.
In this room.
What level, sorry?
I head back in this room. He's in a dead end.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah,
hey, he's actually going to get something out of this.
I don't think his Tac 7 would have helped me out too much more, but cool that JPHD just got it. Still cool.
Yeah, it's just funny that he got it.
Yeah, the race is basically
also on 7.
Still.
He's also on 6 magic jars. He never actually got the magic jar out of P6, but he did end up getting 2 others in other places.
I'm like 90% sure I was on like 5 just about the whole seed.
Yeah, you got the magic jar in 6 really early, and that was it.
I mean, fairly often Thunder doesn't cost more than 80 magic points, and no other spell typically like stays like as expensive in the long term. So I had the knowledge that just with 1 magic jar pickup, there's a good chance I can at least cast any of my spells at least 1 time.
Thunder became affordable pretty quick too. Like it was 61 fairly quickly. I forget when, but like you guys had a 61.
The start of the seed. You started the seed with Thunder that you could use.
Was it actually? I remember you started with it, just not the cost it was.
61 at Magic 1. Yeah, for start with 64 magic points. So of course I was going into like pitch black magic container cave, and I was able to just instantly kill the enemies in there with the thunder spell. Just blaze right through.
I have no idea why Dr. J went left in this drop room, which is guaranteed a dead end on that side in both mirrored and not mirrored versions.
He was actually looking for a jar. There could be a jar in there.
In there? Okay, I was like, why is he over there? Is that his guaranteed dead end?
Unfortunately, he walked right by the elevator. He jumped up and walked over the elevator that led right to Darklink, so he has passed up that room.
Yeah, then he took the Eon drop, so he's somewhere completely different now. I have no idea where he is.
I think it's just up and right from here.
I've seen this room before. Definitely a loop.
Okay, yeah, figures.
Yeah, next room has an elevator down for him to take, and that's going to be Darklink.
Alrighty then.
And there we go.
Yep, there it is.
So I'm trying to remember if it's this elevator or the next one. Okay, you got the right one. You got it.
Yep.
Good game.
GG's Dr. J here. Gonna finish up pretty soon, and then we'll see if he wants to interview. And that's it. GG's 113.20. He'll be joining us for an interview in a moment.
Oh, good. We are going to get Dr. J in here. All right.
Just needs to get set up for that, and then he'll be joining us shortly. Yeah. So any other thoughts on the scene before Dr. J gets to your level, and then you guys can chat a bit about your routing? Sort of. Alright, there's Dr. J. Hey, Dr. J, GG's.
Alright, so, okay, he's not in waiting room anymore.
Yeah, that played a lot more aggressively than I usually do, and almost paid off there.
Alright, so hi, and good game.
GG's.
Yeah, safe to say I was simply just unsure if I was even going to win this one, because I spent a lot more time in just about, well, most of the palaces than I had originally planned.
Yeah, I think I took the right paths through a good number of the dungeons, but then I think I just got bogged down in over preparing for GP, trying to find it. Trying to find like a candle with a cross.
That was the last palace I found. That was the last palace I ended up finding. Was the one that I actually had to go in and clear the game.
Yeah, same here. But I didn't go east until pretty late, so.
It did feel so good just finding every other palace first that you didn't really need to think about so much.
Yep, and especially with that starting with more than vanilla health and down stab and up stab too. It was pretty nice.
Yeah, just getting lost around the world map still apparently happens.
Islands tends to do that to you.
Yeah, at least we started with boots, so it wasn't that much.
Even with the boots, still. Even then, I wasn't stuck in the east for too long, at least.
Yeah, exactly. By the time that I got to the east, I already had all my palaces done.
Me too.
So
Dr. J, when it came to that GP, you took a hit and you almost landed in a pit.
All right, so I'm probably just going to head out.
Okay,
Oh, so you're out of pets? Yeah, thanks.
You almost landed in that pit, and then you ferried out just before you hit the pit, and there was actually a drop room that would have led you down a very large portion of the palace. We saw levelengine explore that section, and there were a bunch of loops and a bunch of dead ends, and Thunderbird was down there. He was in Great Palace for over twice as long as you were in there, I think. And so had you both entered in at similar times, if you had gone the way that you went, you had a chance to take this one for sure.
Yeah, that was just luck. Like I don't try to avoid taking pits unless I've already ruled out any other options. And in that case, it just paid off.
Yeah. But certainly GG. Yeah, that Vanilla West kept you guys, we were just talking about this with Level before you showed up in the channel here. But the Vanilla West, when everything is kind of known, you know what you're looking for, you know what's hammer blocked, you know where the palace locations are, other than them just being random palaces, you kind of know where you're going and where you're looking, and there's not a lot to discover overall. And so both of you were pretty close along throughout a lot of this. And then slowly but surely, like you said, you thought you were over preparing for some of this. And I think Level was able to gain ground because of that. And it just so happened that, I mean, you both did exactly the same things. You were both in P6 for an extended period of time. Both of you were digging through P6 for a while. You had a better P4, though. He did a lot of P4, and you found Karak very early. And then you went back in and you found the item right after that. So there's a very quick P4 for you. You gained some time on that one for sure. And then the next palace, I think you were both in for a little bit. And then you had to both dig into Death Mountain. I mean, there really wasn't any variation between your paths. There wasn't anything. It was a pretty linear seed like that. You both checked the Island Palace. You did go in for the item in the Island Palace. Unfortunately, Level did not. And that's when he went into Death Mountain, found the raft in Speck Rock, and then did the same thing as you. Hit the raft tile, hit the east, and then it was time to find GP. But he was able to just inch ever slow, further every little bit of the way. But otherwise, it was looking really good, really good.
Yeah, that's pretty much the tug of war that is a race like this, where I gain a little ground with a faster P4, but then he makes it up with me going into Island Palace and trying to find the item. Because my thought process there was see if I can get, if that was GP, and if it's not, then see if the raft is there, because I knew I was going to need that to get to the east, and turns out it wasn't, but at least it was pretty short.
Yeah, and you finding the flute in Medicine Cave is something that Level did not. And the moment we saw the east, we saw that three-eyed rock, and we were wondering if that was going to be a palace block or not. So unfortunately, it wasn't. You had the item, though, and it wasn't the palace that was going to change. It wasn't the item that was going to change the flow of the game, but it was something that we were thinking of during the race.
Oh, yeah, that could have been a big swing if there was anything other than, like, Old Kasuto, because we already had the spell from there.
Yeah, that was like a...
But other than that, I think that's all I got. GG to you, and Level's gone, but GG to him as well.
Thanks, yeah, GG to Level.
GG's, and good luck next round. That puts you at 1-1 so far after 2 rounds of Swiss.
Yeah, and feeling better about this year's tournament compared to other ones, because at least I'm a lot more confident in my combat and other things too. Like trying to cut down on that over preparing.
Yeah, we do comment a lot of you about just that. We both noticed that you tend to be fairly completionist in doing the seed, which resulted in a frankly hilarious number of levels. You guys both were severely over leveled this seed at you were a 777 by the end. He was something in the 6s all around.
Yeah, if we can get 1,000-point P bags in the rest of my seeds, I'm okay with that.
Really, that's about it here for me, at least. Any last thoughts before we take us out?
I am. I'm good.
Yeah, nothing for me either.
Alrighty then, let's give our runners here a follow. drjayphd and levelengine. Shoutouts also to my code Mariah and to our tracker Animus. Coming up ahead on the CSR schedule, we've got more races throughout the week. Tomorrow we've got at 4 p.m. Eastern, semifinals of the Ocarina of Time Lockout Bingo Tourney 2022 between Tom and Nally. And then at 10 p.m. Eastern, we'll have Mariah's match versus Ghost Dunk. Friday, we've got a winners round 4 match of the OTR Standard Tournament between Goomba and Marco in the Freaky Friday race for OTR. And then, as per the usual, the weekend is absolute chaos. And lots of races to be had there as always. So keep an eye on the schedule. Follow all the CSR channels. We've got plenty to see. Well, this will be pretty much it here for us. And let's see, who are we rating? Let's go head over and say hi to Warlock 2019. They're doing some Z2 100% all keys runs, it looks like. So let's see how that's going. Wish them luck and call it a night. Thanks for watching, everyone.